Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. Today I am starting the video kind of late. It is almost 1 p.m. but that's because I was preoccupied with auction stuff. Bought a whole bunch of cars today, cars yesterday. I owe a lot of money to 3 different auctions. So first thing on my list is actually go to the bank, get a whole bunch of cashier's checks, and then we're gonna go to Copart, pay for one of the vehicles, and then go to the lot. I sold 2 vehicles today through Manheim. And then I have to take this thing through Manheim. I got it in, not on consignment, but essentially I'm helping an old friend sell it, get a really quick sale so we don't have to deal with buyers or customers. And I think it's a 2011 final edition Lancer Evo. So this is a real final edition car. There's the plaque, if you guys will be able to see that. And it only has like 23,000 miles, 24,000 miles, so extremely low mileage. Very nice example. It does carry a rebuilt title, so we'll see what we're gonna get out of it through Manheim, but that's also on the list today. And then while I'm there, I gotta pick up 2 cars. It's a beautiful day out. I think I got everything loaded, all my paperwork, everything I need. So I'm gonna jump in, go to the bank, grab the cashier's check, and then go to Copart to pay for the first vehicle.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Went to the bank, got the money. Now I'm going to Copart. And, you know, 2 miles of driving, honestly, it's just a car. I guess maybe once you tune it, boost the power, but in stock form, it's not a slouch. It's not bad, but I guess I was kind of expecting a little bit more, but, you know, that's my doing. It's not the car's fault. Does corner pretty darn well though. The one thing I am really surprised by though, so my buddy dropped off the car at my house last night, and I don't do JDM cars, so I'm very unfamiliar with this car. I know it's a 4-banger, I know it's a turbo, probably around 270, 280 horsepower, somewhere around there. But the one thing I'm actually very surprised by is that it's a 5-speed, not a 6-speed. It seems like 6-speed probably would have been a little bit better for the car, or at least a car of this statue, but it's a 5-speed. Other thing that's a little odd to me is, I mean, it goes up to 180, but I'm doing solid speeds. But it seems like, according to the needle, that we're barely moving in the sense of how much room we have to go up to 180. I have a buyer at 2 o'clock. It is 1:30 right now, so I got 30 minutes to pay for the Copart car, and the remaining time to get to the lot, open everything up, and if the buyer is on time, then yeah, literally all I got is 30 minutes. So I'm gonna put the camera down, focus on running this errand, and then we'll resume either at the lot after the buyer, or if the buyer doesn't show up, we'll kind of go from there.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
I just paid for the car, and I got 7 minutes until my buyer, allegedly. I don't know if they'll come through. But I'm driving this and I just realized there's probably like 500 of these made for the US market. 500. And I'm driving one. If you kind of think about that, let it sink in. This is a pretty crazy opportunity. Like, imagine, only 500 or whatever it is. I don't think it was more than 500. This one is number 395, so I'm driving the 395th example of the final edition. Hecka dope. Made it to the lot with like 1 minute to spare, but buyers are not here. Like I said, I don't know if they're gonna make it or not, but I sold 2 cars. I sold the Kia Forte because it had a slight engine tick. And then I sold the Nissan Sentra. That was part of the Odessa Seattle purchases, the one I said the transmission might be having issues. Both cars I didn't lose money on. Actually made a small profit, around $300 on each car, so I need to do paperwork. And since we're going to Manheim to pick up the 2 cars, I can drop off the titles for the 2 cars I sold. So I'm gonna go upstairs to my office and take care of the paperwork, essentially. And if the buyer doesn't come through, then I'll just wait for my father. And once he gets here, we're going to Manheim.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Wanted to speed up some time. We are already at Mannheim with my father. He's grabbing some stuff. So here's the car, we're leaving it here. Grab the jerry can so we could fill up the truck. Dad is already grabbing everything. Dealer plate. And I think that should be everything. Reserve on this bad boy, whatever you want to call it, is 21K. So we're leaving it here. I'm sorry if it's a little bit windy. I'm gonna put the camera down until we find at least one car because I'm carrying a jerry can. The camera, Dad's hands are full, and yeah, we gotta free up some hands. Look at what we have here. 2 generations of Corvettes. Honestly guys, when this first came out, kinda liked it, but now I still prefer this one. The, I guess, generation before. But I guess the interior is pretty sweet on these. I don't remember if I sat in one of them, but like I said, hands are full. It's a little bit awkward walking around with a jerry can at a dealer auction. I don't think I've done this before. Or maybe I have, who knows. Dad doesn't know what I bought yet. I told him a truck. I didn't tell him about the other car. And Dad has been kind of looking for a truck. This one isn't gonna go to him, but he will drive it, and at least we'll know if he likes it. Then we will shoot for a truck like this for him in the near future. But I'm pretty sure I see it. I think this is mine right here, if I remember correctly. So this is our first one. So I did verify 536, this is mine. So I'm gonna get the jerry can ready. Easy fuel, hopefully I don't make a mess. We'll pop that in, and then we'll head and look for the other rig that I bought. All right, got some fuel in this thing. So now we're gonna start it. So this is an EcoBoost 2013. I inspected both vehicles that I purchased yesterday. So both of them are supposed to be good purchases with no surprises. The other one I'll show you guys, it has a suspension fault. But it sounded like a compressor, and I just replaced the compressor on the GL350 diesel that I have, which, I mean, it wasn't really expensive, but I got this at a really good price, and it's a salvage title. But it looks really good. So I actually see it right here. We're gonna park this truck while it's warming up. We're gonna take a look at this other purchase that I made. Actually, before I continue, so this has a backup camera. It has parking sensors. The tires are nearly new. I mean, a lot of tread. Heated, cooled seats, navigation. It's the FX, it's kind of the sportier model. It has a moonroof. So literally, as far as I know, it has every option, including the Sony optional speakers. The only option it doesn't have is the full cab. But 4x4 Eco Drive or EcoBoost, very happy with it. Looks like either a little bit of rust or dirt or something like that. Ladies and gentlemen, here's my second purchase. This is a 2011 Land Rover LR4 HSE Luxury. And this thing is a beauty. Has a custom exhaust. I'm not a huge fan of it, but if you guys will hear that. You guys hear the compressor? So I think that's what the issue is. So it's holding air. This is how I saw it yesterday. And again, I'm so sorry for the wind. Let me actually go on this side. Maybe it'll be a little bit less windy. Or maybe not, it's just windy all around. Yeah, you guys will hear a lot more. But basically, the suspension is locked. I have all of these controls here, but I can't move anything. So it says suspension is locked. And I don't know if it could be unlocked, if it's a computer thing, but I bid on this car anticipating that it will need suspension work. I bid on this car anticipating that it will need a new compressor. Although, to be honest, I didn't price one out. I don't know how much they cost, but I'm hoping not much more than the Mercedes that I purchased. But aside from that, this is a black on black. We have multiple glass roofs. It has heated seats. I mean, as far as I know, this is like the luxury one. And as far as I know, it's fully optioned, including the rear entertainment system. We also have a third row back here, but this is another one that's in really good shape. We have heated seats in the back, premium sound, all the good stuff on this one. And it was involved in an accident, so this one does have a rebuild title, but that was from 2013. It's 2021. This thing is clearly still on the road, so it wasn't recent. And hopefully I'll make good money on it, but again, we'll find out. But I think both of these purchases were pretty good. Total for both cars, I think I paid around $25,000. So the truck was $17,200, $17,300 roughly, and then whatever the difference is on this one, I think $8,100 was the winning bid on this one, so maybe 84, 85 is what I paid for this Land Rover, and it has like 96, 97,000 miles. So we're not going to be wasting time. Dad is going in the truck. I'm jumping in the Land Rover, and we are heading to the lot. But I mean, honestly guys, look at it. It looks pretty darn good. I've been kind of curious about these things, and here we are. I got one. Got the dealer plate for Dad. I don't have one for myself, but it's okay, we're not going super far. Very interesting though that it's no longer showing a suspension fault on the screen. It was yesterday, but maybe if you start pushing all of these buttons, it'll say, hey, it doesn't work the way it should, suspension fault. But I'm not gonna touch anything, I'm just gonna leave it as is. Just went into the turn off the freeway, and that light came on. So tire pressure monitoring system fault. It's my first surprise, but honestly it's running really good. Aside from that, I mean, it's shifting good. The suspension fault light has not come on, and it's not really pulling left or right, so I don't think I picked up a nail or something. Maybe it's just a little bit low on air or something, I don't know. But that's the only thing that came up. Aside from that, it's actually running really well. Made it to the lot with no issues, and clearly we have air in that tire, so I don't know what's going on. Dad is parking the truck. Clearly that made it with no issues, but here it is, 2011 LR4. Looks pretty good, black on black on black. White on black for this one. 2013 on this one. I think I'm gonna take this truck home and continue running errands with it. Because I drove that one, so far I don't see any issues. I'll see how much a new compressor is, probably get that ordered, and then take it to my mechanic once he returns. I just noticed this. I don't know if that's aftermarket or not. It has a backup camera, but who knows? Really like these dotted headlights on these cars. Like, I actually love those headlights.
A few minutes later.
All right, I am in the truck. I was planning to take both cars through DQ, but I still have to go to ADESA and pay for another vehicle that I purchased in Seattle, so it won't be in this video. So honestly guys, I think this is gonna be it. Hopefully this video was somewhat short and not super long. But I spent basically 30 grand on cars today, essentially. Maybe a little bit more, I don't know exactly what. But these two, more or less, I count them as winners. This one's running great. I still have a lot of room for profit on this one. The Land Rover, I have a lot of room for profit. I mean, I paid 8,200 bucks for it. I think even MMR was like 4,500, sorry, not 45, 14 and a half on the Land Rover. So I paid, you know, essentially 6 grand under. And if it needs some kind of suspension work, I will get it done. And then I think ask top dollar for that car.
3 weeks later.
Well guys, it's been probably a week and a half, 2 weeks. I wanted to say thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And before ending the video, I wanted to give you guys an update. The LR4 Land Rover has been sold. It went to an old friend, an old acquaintance, basically a person that we have known for a while now. He really likes these vehicles. He had an LR3. He wanted to upgrade to an LR4. And I sold it to him at a pretty good discount, but I sold it to him as is. I did buy a new air compressor for the Land Rover because I heard it just a little bit, and I figured, you know, if I hear it, it's probably on its way out, and I was going to replace it. But he's like, no, I'll just take it off your hands. You're giving it to me at a good price. I'll take it as is. So I gave him the air compressor. He purchased the vehicle as is. The F-150 is being picked up in a few days. That one is also sold. So in this video, I picked up vehicles, and turns out I sold vehicles before this video got published. So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I really appreciate you guys watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and I will see you guys in another video.